Good morning, and how are we? So, it's Sunday morning, and today we are doing stretch and mindfulness. So, we haven't done a Sunday stretch for a long time. I don't know about you, but I definitely need to just stretch out, open up. Good morning, Julie. I just need to kind of restore myself, get back to moving properly. Morning, Lisa. So, the idea behind this session is it's flexibility based. It's just stretching, it's releasing everything, but a little bit of mindfulness just so we can kind of reconnect with the body, just to be aware of how things feel, how things move, how we work. And it's on an individual basis. You know, I'll generalize what I talk about, but you'll be able to relate to it specifically for you. Okay, so all I want you to do to begin with, who else have we got coming? Anyone else? There's quite a few. There we go. Right, so all I want you to do to start with is just sit yourself nice and relaxed, whether you've got your legs crossed, whether you're sat upright, whether you've got your feet in front of you, whichever way you're comfortable. Just sit fairly comfortably. You don't need to be rigid, just stay upright, and I just want you to focus on breathing for a second. Don't need to close your eyes, don't need to treat it like full meditation. I just want you to focus on your breath for a second. Just want you to notice that as you breathe in, whether your chest is lifting or your stomach is filling or your ribs are rising, and then as you breathe out, feel the opposite. And just focus on that, whether it's lifting your ribs, filling your stomach with air, and then relaxing, bringing it all back out. And just focus on this a few times. Just think about that breath as you steadily, gently breathe in and breathe out. This is not a breathing exercise. There's no specific way that you should be breathing. Just breathe naturally, steadily, relaxed. And from here, what I want you to do, please, is just lie yourself down, lie yourself flat, hands up by your sides, and just let your body relax and stretch out and flatten into the ground. Still that steady breathing. Just nice and calm. And from lying here, pull your right knee towards you. Lift your knee up. Gently, hands around the front of the lower leg. Pull that knee towards you. Still just focusing on your breathing. I'm pulling this knee towards you so we can get a little bit of a stretch through the lower back, through the glutes, through the hip. And then release that leg slightly and bring it across the body. So bring your right knee to the left side of the body. Try and get it to the floor. If it doesn't get to the ground, that's fine. Take your right hand up above you and then take it out to your right hand side. That will help to keep your shoulders down towards the ground. And then just hold this position. Let the body stretch. Let it drop into place. And focus on your breathing. And if your mind starts to wander, starts thinking of different things, just acknowledge those thoughts and come back to your breathing. Come back to that stretch. Let's bring your body back to the middle. Pick your leg up above you. Straighten that leg and hold the back of the thigh or the back of the calf. Gently pull that leg towards you. Let it stretch through the hamstring at the back of the leg. If you want to sit forwards into the stretch, you can. And you pick it up as high as you're comfortable with, but still keep your hips on the floor. As a cat appears behind my head. Just hold that stretch. Feel it stretch through the back of your leg. And then slowly bend that leg, bring it down and lie yourself flat. And relax. And then take yourself to having your left leg pulled in towards you. Pull that leg in, hands around your lower leg again. Hips on the floor. Still aiming for that stretch, a little bit of release through the hip, through the lower back. Still breathing nice and steadily, nice and relaxed. And then release it slightly. Bring your left knee across to your right hand side, trying to get your knee down to the floor. Take your left hand above you and then bring your left hand down to the left hand side of the body. Again, trying to keep your shoulder by the floor as we take your knee towards the floor. Hold this position for a while, let it stretch, and focus on your breathing. Just hold that position, hold that stretch through the hip, through the lower body, and just breathe steadily. And then bring yourself back to the center. Take that leg up above you, straighten the leg. And with your hands on the back of your thigh or by the calf, keeping your leg as straight as you can, and it stretch through the hamstring, through the back of the thigh. But keep your hips down on the floor. Let it pull in. Let it start to stretch. And still steadily breathing. And then bring that leg down and lie yourself flat once more. Hands by your sides. And just relax and focus on your breathing. Just relax. And now, taking your time, slowly sit yourself up and come around to kneeling. So we're going to kneel, hips back by your heels, sat back, sit up nice and tall, and we start to get a stretch through the front of the thigh. hold this position. Again, focus on your breathing. And if your mind starts to wander, if it starts to go off and think of other things, acknowledge those thoughts and bring it back to breathing. Just focus on breathing in and breathing out, and how your body feels as you breathe in and you breathe out. Let's come up to kneeling. Put one foot forwards. From that foot forward, have it out in front of your knee. So it's set out in front of you. As you then drop forwards, you can push your hip forward. You can get the stretch from the hip flexor, front of the hip, down into the thigh. You can rest on that front leg, and your front knee should be above your ankle. Keep your head up, stay nice and tall, and just let that stretch happen through the front of the hip, down through the thigh. We stretch the hip flexors, we release tension through the lower back as well. But we also get the stretch off the front of the thigh. Stay nice and tall. As it eases, try and drop further forward into that stretch. Still breathing steadily. Still relaxed. And then push yourself back. Come up, nice and relaxed. And then drop back into that same stretch, same side. Bring yourself into position, resting on your front leg for support. Let it stretch again, through the hip, through the thigh. And then push yourself back. This time, we're going to change legs. We'll take the other leg forwards. Same thing, your foot out in front, so that as you lean forward, your knee can come to just above your ankle. Rest on that front leg. Let your hip drop forwards. Let it stretch from the hip, the front of the hip, into the front of the thigh. Just let that stretch happen. Don't force the position. Just let it slowly release. Still focusing on your breathing. And then push yourself back to release that stretch. And then take yourself forwards once more, back into that stretch position. Resting on your front leg for support. Letting your body weight stretch that muscle through the hip, through the thigh. Release any knots in the muscles. Release the tension that's there. Just breathe. And now, straighten that leg. Bring your feet together, knees back under you. And once more, rock back, hips to heels. We keep that stretch through the thigh. And we're going to take your hands out in front of you. Slowly, slowly just stretching forwards. Bringing your chest down towards your knees. Your stomach down towards your thigh. If you find this not the most comfortable thing, if it helps, move your knees slightly wider, your thighs wider apart, and you can fit down into the gap between the thigh. Rest yourself as low as you're comfortable with. Bring your head down to the floor. Focus on your breathing still. And just breathe that tension away. Just let the stretch happen through your lower back, your upper back, around the shoulders, keeping your head down. Try and walk your hands a little bit further away from you. But still keep your hips by your heels. Pick your head up very slightly. Bring your hands together in front of you and slowly move your hands around to your left hand side. Staying low, move around as far as you think you can so you feel it stretch around the shoulder, around the upper back, around your ribs. Still keeping your head down low, you could rest your head on your arm. Find that stretch position and then just breathe. Just focus on breathing in and breathing out. And now walk your hands back to the center. And let's walk them around to your right hand side. So again, staying low, finding that stretch position, getting a stretch around your shoulders, your upper back, by the ribs. Find that stretch position and just breathe. Just breathe. And then walk your hands back to the center. Take them as far forwards as you can. Head down to the floor. Feel that stretch in your upper back. Opening the muscles back up. Slowly bring your hands back towards you. Bring yourself back upright. And come down onto your front. As you lie on your front, hands out in front of you. draw your hands back so your elbows are under your shoulders and you are propped up as if you were going to read a book. Little bit of a stretch here through the abdominals. You can open up the abs, release the core, and just breathe. Feel that breath in your body. Just become aware of how your body feels. If you can, from here, start to straighten your arms very slightly so you come into more of a stretch. If you feel any real pressure in your lower back, just drop yourself down slightly. We don't want to overstress the joints. We are looking to stretch the muscles, release tension. And bring your arms back to the floor. And stretch forwards, lie yourself down flat on your front. Once more, draw your elbows back to prop yourself up. And then, taking your time, I want you to move to a seated position. However you feel is easiest for you to get there, I want you to come round to being seated. Back to where we started. You could sit with your legs crossed. You could sit with your legs out straight, your feet in front of you, wherever you're happy. Sit up nice and tall, but again, we're not sitting dead straight. We're not fixed. We're not rigid. We're just sat up. And here, you can close your eyes and just breathe. Just focus on breathing in and breathing out. Slow and steady and relaxed. Gently breathing. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Slowly, just focus on that breath. Focus on breathing, stay calm. As before, if your mind wanders, acknowledge those thoughts. Bring it back to the center, bring it back to breathing. And just feel your body. Feel for any tension. Feel your heartbeat. Move your focus around your body. shoulders, ribs, lower back, hips, thighs, knees, lower body, lower leg, feet, toes. Move your focus slowly up and down the body. Just become aware of how everything feels. And now, open your eyes, sit up tall once more, breathe deeply, and go and enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for joining me for this session this morning. I don't know about you, I feel a little bit more relaxed and ready to go and just enjoy the day. Thank you for joining me. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you feel a little more relaxed. And I'll see you for tomorrow's session at 10 o'clock. Thank you guys. Enjoy your day. I'll see you soon.